Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. They celebrated last week with a great NXT Takeover in Chicago, where 2 new champions were crowned on that evening. But tonight, we will see the fallout from that event. We will see what has happened throughout the week for the NXT brand, and we will see something from Takeover. There's no easy way of saying it. Tonight's main event is a rematch from NXT Takeover Chicago. Due to the way that it happened, due to the way that it ended, due to all of the problems, I guess you could say, that happened throughout that match, we here tonight are going to have our tag team title rematch, where Sanity are going up against the team of Tyler Bate and Hiroshi Tanahashi. The new NXT Tag Team Champions put their titles up on the line just, barely a week after winning them from the old Tag Team Champions. But they have to do their best to hold on to those titles here tonight. Sanity want them back. They believe it was a controversial way to lose it. I believe it was a controversial way that, I believe it was also controversial, but in the way of how it led to the loss regarding the way Sawyer Fulton got himself involved in that matchup. That has been taken to a key here tonight. That has been taken care of. Sawyer Fulton is banned from ringside here tonight in this match. So this could be a damn good one for our main event of the evening. But before we get to all of that, I have been told we're going to start things off by hearing from, of all people, Bret the Hitman Hart. To show what that is all about. So out comes Bret Hart here. No music. Just seems to be soaking in his ego right now. Still in his wrestling attire, I guess. I'm very confused by what the first ever NXT Global Champion's doing here. I mean, for the last, good length of time, Bret the Hitman Hart has kind of been just falling away from obscurity. He has tried to get his name back out in the spotlight, but he has been just unable to get anywhere really with it. So I guess, that causes problems in its own right for Bret the Hitman Hart, but I guess he wants to say something about it, and maybe he wants to do something about it here tonight. Bret the Hitman Hart taking the microphone in hand and saying that, basically saying what I had just been talking about. That slip in form for him, from the highs of being NXT Global Champion to the lows of being where he is right now, have taught Bret Hart something, a valuable life lesson that Bret the Hitman Hart feels as if it is time to admit. What does he mean by that? Oh, Bret the Hitman Hart believes it is done. Time is up for the Hitman. He has put it all into this, and he's got nothing left to give. He has given it his all at this point, but Bret Hart just feels as if there's nothing left in him. And so, in closing, Bret the Hitman Hart officially announces his retirement from this universe. Bret the Hitman Hart will bow out here tonight, but he will not be gone. He will not leave. He has his plans to show people who the true best are, to show people who in his eyes are the future of NXT. But as for now, it is over for Bret. But remember, he will always be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I may not have agreed with Bret Hart on the in the latter stages of his career, but I can say with a whole heart that I respect him for this decision. He may not have been one of the biggest stars we've ever had, but he certainly fought for his place. So thank you, Bret. Enjoy retirement. Well, I mean, a bit of a somber tone to kick things off on NXT, but yeah, these things happen, I mean, that's business, and that's sometimes what happens. There are people who can't continue on any longer, and they know they've got to call it their day, and that has been the case for Bret the Hitman Hart. But we know he's not done, as Bret the Hitman Hart himself said. He has a future here. He knows he can make it. He knows he's got something planned for him, and he's going to be happy that when it all happens. So, hey, whatever he means by that, I don't know what he means by that. But anyway, let's not talk about Bret the Hitman Hart anymore. Let's gloss over. He's still going to be around, but he's just not going to be in ring anymore. Cesaro heads towards the ring. It has been a tough week, I imagine, for Cesaro to sit through that thought process of, Jesus Christ, he took one hell of a beating from Coren, but Jesus Christ, he was close to becoming NXT champion as well. He was oh so close to being the champion. There is no doubt about it. When I look at that, when I look at that match back, when I watch it, there is no doubt in my mind that he did come close indeed. But at the end of it all, he just did not have what it took. As that has been the case with so many other people, Cesaro just could not, in the latter stages of the match, hang in there with Coren. And it's tough. There's no other way of saying it. It is incredibly tough. But now Cesaro looks to bounce back here tonight. One-on-one against the Big Show here in singles action. Can Cesaro find a way to topple the big man as he looks to bounce himself back following NXT TakeOver Chicago, following that tough defeat? What may give Big Show a little bit of an advantage here is the fact that, simply put, Cesaro is not at 100% in any way, shape, or form. Cesaro is hurt here after that match. If you saw him at TakeOver, you would have... Oh, look at the strength of Cesaro this early on. If you would have seen TakeOver, you would have, of course, made note of how busted open he was at the end of the matchup. Cesaro was bleeding heavy. And I think that is going to factor into tonight. Cesaro had to have stitches after the match was done. Cesaro was, yeah, he was pretty much out of it for a little while. Out of it in the terms of he was not all there after the match. He was broken. He was beaten. He was defeated. And he's not 100% here tonight, but Cesaro wants to keep on fighting. He wants to keep on putting on a show for everyone on NXT, for himself, and, of course, try and get himself somewhere towards that NXT Championship once again. Cesaro here, loading up on the Big Show right now. Look at those shots on Big Show there. And, of course, hitting that on someone like Big Show is no easy feat either. The Big Show, an incredibly tough athlete. The world's largest athlete at the end of the day, no matter which way you look at it. That is the truth about the Big Show. Chinlock applied now by Big Show onto Cesaro. Cesaro trying to hang on in there. And it looks like he most certainly will be able to. Cesaro fighting his way out of it now. Good strikes into the face there. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. He goes. Cesaro pushes him away. And an uppercut from the top rope there. So many uppercuts in this matchup from Cesaro. So far, he is doing a surefire job of making sure he has the attention of everyone. Big Show, of course, last TakeOver before Chicago, back in Orlando, was pretty damn close to becoming the NXT Global Champion, but that slipped away from him at the last possible moment. He was defeated by, of course, the now Global Champion Pete Dunne, who have retained his title at TakeOver of Wwe Jose. But look at how aggressive Cesaro is being here tonight. He is just all over the Big Show right now. 7 foot, 400 and some pounds. Big Show is struggling immensely against Cesaro. And oh, that time he got the thrust and then throws him halfway across the ring. Big Show now almost showing like everything that Cesaro just did was for nothing. Big Show lifts him up. Oh, and here goes Big Show now. Bit of speed on the big man. Throws Cesaro into the corner, and there's the attack there, and oh my goodness! Spear, crossbody, whatever you want to call it, that is going to hurt no matter who you are. Another spear there from the Big Show. And Show thinks he's done enough. Oh, never mind. Show thought he had done enough for victory there, but Cesaro was more than happy to tell him otherwise. This one, though, could end it. Weapon of mass destruction loaded up. Cesaro throws it away like it's nothing. Cesaro with a pop-up uppercut. Jesus Christ. Just a few days after that crushing defeat, this is how he bounces back. Oh, and it's over. Neutralizer. And this one is over. Cesaro turns him over. Hooks the leg with 1, 2, 3. Cesaro has beaten the Big Show tonight to kick things off at NXT. That was a pretty, I don't really want to say grueling, because Cesaro seemed to be just fine going through it, but it was 100% a, you know, not the easiest match to have just a few days after your crushing defeat at TakeOver. But Cesaro, nevertheless, is the winner here tonight. Big Show defeated in fairly convincing fashion. Couldn't even get that weapon of mass destruction in. What does that say about the Big Show, maybe? You know, we looked at Bret the Hitman Hart and just retiring a moment ago. Big Show on this slump. You got to think maybe it could be Big Show's time sooner rather than later. Cesaro, anyway, your winner here tonight to kick things off on NXT. That's pretty good for him. And that's how he needs to get things going. But he is, of course, not the only one in action here tonight. And there is plenty more to go on with. we have seen over these last little while, you know, speaking of looking at someone like Cesaro, guys from the main roster who have been sent down to pick up their touches maybe in NXT. But coming up next is certainly someone who, well, not someone, but two people rather, who've been sent down to NXT probably for the better, given how their form has gone on the main roster for a very, very long time. They will be greeted by Titus O'Neil. Only one of them will be in action, but coming up next, Big E and Xavier Woods, the New Day. Well, two of them on NXT. So here we go. The crowd is ready for this one. Now I know there may need some explaining that needs to be done here. Why is there two members of New Day down in NXT? Well, per the idea of the general manager of Raw, Doro Ronaldo, he concluded that the New Day these two members of the New Day rather, just weren't making it happen when they needed to. So things needed to be done about that. Actions need to be taken about that. And the action was that Big E and Xavier Woods, in his mind, just weren't there. They just were not prepared for NXT. They just were not for Monday Night Raw rather. They had just been there for a year. They had essentially been the whipping boys of the tag team division for the longest time, and the Raw general manager said that while he saw something from Kofi, and that is why Kofi Kingston has remained on Monday Night Raw, didn't see it from these two members. So yes, well, the New Day has been split up in that regard. Kofi Kingston still remains a member of the Monday Night Raw roster, but Big E and Xavier Woods have come down here to NXT. And like I said, it'll be Big E in action here tonight. Going one-on-one against Titus O'Neil. Oh, for Big E, how the mighty have fallen, must be said. Former ECW champion at one point. Although, to be fair, he is not the only one of them down here in NXT. There are at least 3 coming to my mind. The other 2 being the man we just saw in action in Cesaro and Mike Kanellis as well. I'm trying to think if there's any more off the top of my head that I can think of. I don't believe there are. So, you know, at least he's got that going for him. I guess that's a good thing, maybe. But there's only 3. I mean, when it comes to former world champions, there are actually quite a lot down here in NXT, but that's, you know, times change. It's that simple. Times change. People regress, and sometimes, you know, with the caliber of wrestling that is on this world today, those people from a while back who were champions just might not be able to hang anymore. They just might not be able to stay around anymore. I certainly think Big E can, but, you know, I think with the New Day, he got too complacent, I think. I think he was too happy with just being the big guy of the team and being around his friends than what he was focusing on victory all the time, and I think that cost him greatly. So this could be a steep learning curve maybe for the New Day to bounce back from, but I think it is a well-needed learning curve as well. So, you know, I'm not opposed to it. Anyway, focusing back on this matchup right now. Titus O'Neil and Big E, though. 2 big men squaring off against one another. Attempted powerbomb here. Oh, good fight back there by Big E. Gets himself out of it and sends Titus back down into the mat there. Big E in his heyday was a dominant ECW champion. Wasn't even involved in the matchup where he lost his belt, but that is all in the past. A very long time ago indeed. Cover here by Big E now on Titus after that splash. Will it end it? Very late kick out there by Titus, but I don't think it's going to save him for much longer. Oh, no, it's not. Big E is ready to end it. The big ending. Wow. And I think this one just got wrapped up. Yes, it did. Big E in his NXT debut with a triumphant victory. Just goes to show kind of my point that I was trying to make. Big E is, you know, he has that talent within him, and this wake-up call could drive a serious edge to the New Day and make him ready to be, you know, to be at the future maybe of NXT in their own regard, and for maybe when the New Day come back and maybe Kofi reforms with them, they can be a tag team to be taken seriously. You saw the shake of the hand there from Xavier Woods. They are aware that this is a serious time in NXT, and they've got to do their very best to make sure that things can happen. So, you know, if that's what happens, then hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for these guys learning. I'm all for these guys getting their act together. I like these two. I was about to say all three, but Kofi's not really a member of it anymore. I like them. But they need to do something about this before it gets out of hand. You can be as comical as you want, you can be as happy-go-lucky as you want, but the simple fact of the matter is if you're not getting wins, then you're not, you know, you're not doing the job that you are expected to. It's that simple. Anyway, we're going to move on now to, again, our next contest. And again, someone who won't get an entrance because this man, as of late, has been racking up so many losses that the NXT General Manager and the NXT Sheriff are becoming very irate with him. Pentagon Jr. is in action up next. Will he be able to break his duck against the newest addition of the NXT roster? This is not someone from Monday Night Raw, ECW, or SmackDown Live. This is someone new. I think, maybe, I don't know. We might be in for a good one. We'll see. Alright. Don't tease me any longer. You've been promising big man. You've been promising big signing. You've been promising big guy. And he's got a tough opponent to Pentagon Jr. Who is it? Those are shoes. That's an attire. That's a shirt. It's the Stone Pitbull. It's Tomohiro Ishii. Woohoo! Alright, they were right. It is a big signing. It is a big guy. Oh, that is good. That is good. Well done on you, NXT. The Stone Pitbull of the fresh face to NXT. Ishii is here to beat lumps out of his opponent. That is going to be something else to witness. Oh my goodness. Pentagon Jr. is looking to break his losing duck. Well, there's no easy way of saying it, but this might not be the guy to try and hope that he'll break the losing duck against. Ishii, while might not be the tallest of guys, is an absolute brute. Think of him as, if you've never seen him before, think of him as heavy machinery, but both of them, and Japanese, you know, just for the sake of it. There goes Ishii off the bat there with that elbow drop. This guy, no elbow pads, no boot, you know, no kick pads either on his boots, so every thump you hear from a kick is going to be the noise and the effort that Ishii is putting into every move. Pentagon Jr. now, though, he realizes this is a desperate situation for him and he needs to do something quick. These recent losses, I say recent, it's been stretching a long way now for Pentagon Jr. You know, they reach their time when everyone has had enough of it and he's got to do something quick before it is sooner. You know, he's got to do something quick before it's sooner rather than later of him getting fired. It's mad to think that a guy of the caliber of Pentagon Jr. is in this struggling time right now where he cannot get a win. And he might, but in all fairness, I don't think he's going to be getting one here against Tomohiro Ishii. There goes. Ishii sent backwards there. Spinning heel kick now by Pentagon Jr. Up in the air. He is at least fighting against Ishii. Got to give him credit for that one. He is a tough, you know, Ishii is a, I would say he's a tough nut to crack, but that would imply that he can actually be cracked. He can certainly do one thing, though, and that is crack your skull with a forearm like that. Ishii just slapped him in the face there. And a headbutt. There you go. There's your cracked skull. How does that look on you? Cover by Ishii on Pentagon Jr. now. Pentagon Jr. though able to kick out at a 1 count there and keep his hopes of breaking his losing duck, alive, I guess. That's the word I was looking for. But Ishii right now, you know, this absolute madman that he is. He does not care for anything else other than getting in the ring and getting in that ring and beating smoke out of someone. He doesn't even care about personal life. He doesn't care about friends. He doesn't care about anything along those lines. Just get him in that ring, ring the bell, and let him have someone to beat up, and he absolutely will. Ishii now with a, getting kicked quite stiff in the gut. So Ishii going to respond here by putting Pentagon Jr. up on his shoulders and hanging him out to dry on the ropes there. Stone Pitbull taking care of business. Oh, God, here go those forearm shots. And a clothesline lariat from Ishii. That can take your head off. That's for certain. Ishii now. Elbow drops to Pentagon Jr. 3 of them in a row. Ishii looking to make sure that he stays down and doesn't get back up. Pentagon Jr. now struck with that Saito suplex. Oh god, the Stone Pitbull is getting fired up here. He's getting vicious in this one. Oh, you gotta worry, when does he look to try and close things out? Oh, I think the answer might be right now, actually. Ishii has him up. Oh my, look at that. With ease, Ishii. Oh, come on. Jesus! What a suplex there from Ishii. Could that end it here? There's the count. There is 2, and there's a kick out from Pentagon Jr. Ishii frustrated maybe that he didn't put this one to bed. I don't think he needs to be waiting much longer. The thumps of those forearms can be felt. There's the lariat that brings them down. Ishii has enjoyed his debut so far, and so has his Hammerstein Ballroom crowd enjoyed watching him beat smoke out of Pentagon Jr. He lifts Pentagon Jr. up again. Uh-oh. This is... oh, God. Powerbomb from Ishii. Hooks over into the cover. Will this end here? No, Pentagon Jr. able to kick out, but oh, dear. Oh, he is locked in a Boston Crab with nowhere to go. Will he tap out here? Can Pentagon Jr. bring himself to tap out? Yes, he can. Pentagon Jr. submits to the wrath of that very high angle Boston Crab. Welcome to NXT Ishii. Jesus. That is what the Stone Pitbull is all about. He did all of that, and look at him. He hasn't even broken a sweat. What a devastating performance from Ishii there. Absolutely brutalized Pentagon Jr. in his NXT debut. My goodness. What else is there to say about that? I don't know. I don't have the words to describe it, I don't think. Something about Tomohiro Ishii that is just so dangerous about him, but you cannot take your eyes off him when he's in the ring. He is an engulfment of excitement towards NXT. Time for this place to have a whole lot more broken jaws, I think is the thing that we're going to understand. Anyway, speaking of broken jaws, this could happen. Because coming up next, the frustration of one woman will certainly be aired. I feel sorry for Summer Rae, because she is about to be absolutely brutalized in my eyes by the now former NXT Women's Champion, Kairi Sane. That's next. I mean, at least she's going to get an entrance, right? At least she's got that going for her, because that's maybe all that Summer Rae's going to have going for her in this matchup. She makes her way out here. I think it might be her NXT debut. I'm not 100% certain on that one. Regardless, it's not going to be the one that she wanted, because she's about to get absolutely tormented by what we're about to see from... oh my god. This is what happens when a former champion has lost the title in the way in which she did. Kairi Sane is in no mood to play about here. The frustrations from Sane are airing through in their finest form. Kairi Sane is in no mood to mess around here tonight. She's in no mood to play games either. What happened at TakeOver Chicago frustrated the life out of Kairi Sane. I almost feel sorry for this poor woman. Once again, the odds were put up against her. Once again, she was put in a predicament where she might not be able to win. And once again, she fought like an absolute soldier. She fought like a champion. But it wasn't enough. Sane lost the NXT Women's Championship. Not only the fact that that happened, but she lost it to Trifecta. She lost it to Jazzy Gabbert. And that has to absolutely eat away at Kairi Sane, as I imagine it has for the last week. And we're seeing Sane now just brutalizing Summer Rae here, or attempting to rather, in her debut. You got to think that that is, you know, that 1, 2, 3, because let's not forget either at TakeOver, she was pinned in that matchup. She lost her Women's Championship, and she was pinned in the process. That has got to absolutely maul at her conscience. So she may be, you know, as irritated as possible. She may be absolutely dying for this opportunity here tonight. But she could just as easily make a mistake here tonight and cost herself big time. I mean, she's hoping that's not the case, as we can clearly see. But Summer Rae is trying to cause problems for her here in this matchup right now. Though I don't think that's a smart idea from Summer Rae at all. Because I think whatever she tries, she is heading towards an inevitable outcome in some ways. Boot in the face right now. Digging into the face of Kairi Sane there. It's like she's trying to irritate her. It's like she's almost begging, oh, go on, hit me in the face, I dare you. Yeah, don't do that, Summer. Summer going outside of the ring for a second here. I think she was trying to get a moment away from Kairi Sane. Good idea in theory, not the best idea in practice, because you've still got to get in the ring. And oh, there's a forearm for your troubles. Kairi Sane in absolutely no mood to mess around. Up on the shoulders. Sane now with a landslide. And I feel as if I know where this one's going. She sets herself up in position. Oh, good God. The insane elbow. And this is what happens when a woman is hungry to get her title back. She resorts to actions like this. The cover by Sane with 1, 2, 3. Kairi Sane is your winner this quickly. The former NXT Women's Champion looks to make that former disappear. She looks to be the NXT Women's Champion again. She looks to have her title back again. And there ain't nothing Trifecta or any other woman on the NXT Women's roster can do to stop Sane from achieving that. She was champion for 7 months. Well, she wants to be champion for 7 more, it seems. Kairi Sane wants that belt back, and in many ways, I certainly do hope that that happens for her. Sane, your winner here tonight. Was that ever in doubt, in all fairness? I don't think so. Jesus. That was quick. It wasn't brutal, but it was quick. Trifecta, for all the talk that they have talked and for the fact that they have the title now, and I bet they're happy about it, they better watch out, because an irate Kairi Sane is coming for them, and she will stop at no lengths to get that title back. We'll see if she'll get it back or not. I'm not 100% certain. As much as I want her to, Trifecta seem to be on top of their game right now. So we'll see. Speaking of someone who is on top of their game and may struggle to have the belt taken off them, I've just heard it in my ear. It's time to let the bragging begin. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is the NXT Champion. Up next is Coren. Yay. Oh, here we go. The Fun Brigade has rolled into town. Coren heading towards the ring. I mean, do you need telling of what he's going to do, or have we reached the stage where everyone kind of knows what Coren's going to do at this point? Gee, what do you think? I'll count to 3 and I'll let you have your decision made. 1, 2, 3. Did you guess bragging? If so, correct. Well done. Yep, hurry up, get it over with, mate. We get it. You're the champion, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're the champion. Well done. You held on to your title again. Yeah, you beat Cesaro. Yeah, whatever. You crushed him into the mat. You crushed his hopes and dreams. Like you've crushed NXT's hopes and dreams for everyone. Cesaro's just another name on the list. It just feels rhetorical at this point. Like he's just saying the same stuff, but just changing up the words. Anyway, next port of call for Coren is Brooklyn in his eyes. Takeover. And he looks at this roster and he laughs at it. There's no one who even vaguely threatens Coren. How is he supposed to feel like he's the champion when there's no challenges in his midst? To Coren, it doesn't matter, though, because at the end of the day, that just means he'll be the face of this brand for even longer. Yay, my favorite. Coren saying that there's no chance Tanahashi's coming for him again. He's dead to Coren. There's no chance anyone else on NXT can come up and face this man. Look at what Cesaro tried. He tried to be brave. Well, I think he confused bravery with stupidity. That's nice. I'm glad you thought that. I didn't. I thought he was brave. To Coren, though, it never matters because they are just a body at the end of it all. They are a body and nothing more. And like all bodies, they decay away at the end of time. Coren will be the one to speed up that time. Coren will be the one to bring the peak of their decay. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Always watching, always listening. What a bell end you are. Didn't say that last bit, but I just added that bit on because what a bell end he is. Coren bragging up his win at Takeover and now believes that Brooklyn is the next site for him, but he doesn't even know who he's going to face. And again, he doesn't seem to care either. Can we have like the entire NXT roster versus Coren? Is that too much to ask? Anyway, before we can before I get too far ahead of myself and I keep on talking about Coren, which is the absolute last thing I want to do, it is time for our main event of the evening. It is time for the NXT Tag Team titles to be defended for the rematch from NXT Takeover Chicago for the second time in a week. We will see Sanity and Tyler Bate and Hiroshi Tanahashi squaring up against each other. However, the roles are reversed. Sanity are the challengers once more, looking to become two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. Will it happen, though, here tonight, or are the team of Bate and Tanahashi just too much to handle? Sawyer Fulton is banned from ringside. If Eric Young and Killian Dane are going to do this, they're going to do this themselves. We'll see if they can pull it off. It's the main event of NXT, and it's up next. Here we go. It is time to talk the walk, the talk, to do everything again between these two teams. The roles are reversed, but will the outcome be the same as I just said, I believe? I may have, I don't know. It is time for our main event of the evening. Sanity line up the challengers once more for the NXT Tag Team titles. However, this time, will they make it victory? Will they make it Tag Team title number 2 for them? Will they hold on to them again? Or are they on their way to a defeat at the hands of Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tyler Bate once more? Sawyer Fulton, one of a key impact in the matchup on the weekend that pretty much resulted in Sanity, I think, staying in it for as long as they did and resulted in them not losing, is banned from ringside. That is a key element. That is a key part of the story to take into fruition. And that could be a reason why Sanity lose here tonight. I am going to go out on a limb and say it. A key part of NXT is this whole you did it once, do it again belief that a lot of wrestlers have in them. Tanahashi was perhaps the one who, I think it was Tanahashi, was the one who kind of brought life to that. So, I think they'll do it again. I think Tanahashi and Tyler Bate are going to win here tonight, and they are going to hold on to those NXT Tag Team titles. I'm going out on a limb, and it may be a wildcard pick as well, as it most certainly was a wildcard outcome when they ended up winning at NXT TakeOver Chicago. But this could be a good one to go with. Sanity are prepared and ready. These two men are prepared and ready for this one. No Sawyer Fulton here. How will they cope without him? Maybe they'll cope better without him. Maybe the anarchic side to both members of Sanity will be unleashed here tonight. We shall see if that is the case or not. Either way, I am amped up for this main event here tonight, because it truly feels like we are in for a good one. It truly feels like we're in for a big-time fight here in the Hammerstein Ballroom. The crowd is amped up and ready, and here, on their way, come the champions. First out, it is Tyler Bate, celebrating as he holds that NXT Tag Team title on his shoulder as he comes towards the ring. Bate was, well, he took one hell of a beating in that match, but the fire and the heart he showed against Sanity was incredible. He was kind of the one who kicked off this whole thing. Tanahashi kind of had beef with him in the past, kinda, but nothing too fundamental. Bate, however, most certainly did. He was lucky that Tanahashi came to his side, and he was more lucky that Tanahashi was able to help him win those tag team titles. The first bit of gold in this universe for the both of them. Can they hold on to it again here tonight? I hope so. And I hope that the closing sequence that they have looked for at TakeOver, that Tyler driver into high fly flow, will be the outcome that will result in victory here tonight. Bate stands in the ring, awaiting the arrival of his partner. The ace of the universe, the once-in-a-century talent, and now one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Hiroshi Tanahashi, baby. Look at him. Look at that smile on Tanahashi's face. He is loving having that belt around his waist. He is loving being the NXT Tag Team Champion. There is no doubt in Tanahashi's mind that he has fought for this, he has clawed for this, and I believe when I look at Tanahashi, he has absolutely deserved this as well. Fair play to Tanahashi for all the work he's put in, and finally he has something to reap for all of his rewards. But I really hope as well they can hold on to it again. Tanahashi seems ready and raring to go in this one. The ace, as always, with a grand welcoming at the Hammerstein Ballroom, one of the all-time favorites on NXT since this brand was set up in the way that it was. And Tanahashi, of course, used his veteran mindset to take over to get that roll-up win and to seal the deal that resulted in the tag team titles going around the waist. And you see the point there from Killian Dane as if to tell Eric Young, I want him. Killian Dane seems to be focused on Tanahashi. He wants Tanahashi in this ring. He wants his revenge on him. He wants to settle business. Can he, is the question. Tanahashi seems amped up and ready to go. He has beaten both these men in singles matches before. He has beaten both these men in a tag match as well. Will they do it again? I say yes, but saying is one thing. Doing is another. So here we go. Oh, they do not look happy at all. They do not look like one bit like happy campers. Dane and Eric Young standing opposite one, standing side by side with one another, opposite their opponents. Oof. Bate and Tanahashi doing the same. You can almost feel the tensions are rising between both sides. It's like they know this is almost like a grand finale they've been building up to over these last few weeks. And the grand finale it shall be here tonight. In one way or another, I believe. Will Sanity hold on to those titles again? Or will Tanahashi and Bate remain the champions? And will the tag team division have very interesting tag team champions to look forward to as time goes on? There's only one way to find that out, and that is for these two guys, these two teams rather, to do battle for those two belts. Who will be the NXT Tag Team Champions? We will find out. It is the main event of NXT. Eric Young and Tyler Bate will start things off in this one. We're underway, and Eric Young couldn't wait a second longer to get his hands on Tyler Bate here. Eric Young certainly playing up to the, well, not playing up, enforcing the showing that Sanity are not fragile, but they can snap in an instant. Sanity are most certainly an anarchic group. Oh, look at that, though, by Tyler Bate. Snap German suplex. Didn't cover his back, though, for Eric Young. And Eric Young able to give the brute from Belfast a little bit of advantage, but only a little bit. Hard headbutt there. Tyler Bate couldn't take advantage, though. Killian Dane just too much to try and hope for something like that. Oh, my goodness. Wasteland there by Dane, and in the early goings now, it is all about Sanity. Tyler Bate is in trouble. Tanahashi trying to look for a tag maybe that he can make to get in this one. Bate in trouble, pulling himself up at the rope here. Bate is gutsy. He wants to keep fighting in these early stages of this matchup. He doesn't want to let Sanity have the early goings over him, but he has no choice, it seems. He wants to keep himself going for later in the match. The tag is made, and Tanahashi is in now. And when the ace gets into the matchup, the whole fundamental of it changes completely. Tanahashi suddenly becomes, you know, the match changes up in the regard of it's not kind of a tag team matchup, but it's Sanity versus Tanahashi. Tanahashi is just something else in that ring. There is truly no one like Tanahashi when it comes to what he can do in that ring. I'm not trying to speak ill of Tyler Bate. I'm just, oh wow, what a crossbody there. I'm not trying to speak ill of Tyler Bate, but it certainly feels as if Tanahashi has that natural ability within him to the extent where he could almost win these tag titles on his own. But that certainly is, of course, not something that can happen. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Tag made here. Oh, here we go. Oh, double shoulder charge there from Sanity, and Eric Young now beating down on Tanahashi. You know he enjoys this. Sidewalk slam on its way, maybe? Yes, it is. Tyler Bate wants back in this matchup, and you see the mind there of Eric Young. He's like, go on, get back in the ring, I dare you. Brings him down with that chin lock, and, well, brings him down to the snapmare, sorry, and applies a chin lock. Tyler Bate starting to fight back, and a big lariat sends him over the top. Tyler, look at the way Bate is acting here. Just stomping down on Eric Young as Tanahashi's still trying to recover. Meanwhile, in the background, Eric Young, though, you put him on the outside, and this is most certainly the advantage. But look who comes to the aid there. Tanahashi getting involved, and I think that has just brought in Killian Dane to this whole thing. Dane coming to help out his Sanity teammate. Oh, look at this. This whole thing is breaking apart on the outside right now if it finishes in a count out. Well, of course, we know what will happen there. Well, the wrong member of Sanity has gone in the ring. That's for certain. Eric Young gets back in. Tyler Bate gets back in as well. This match can resume as normal here. Uh-oh, that's not going to happen. No elbow there in the leg by Eric Young, and a big-time DDT. They're almost spiking Tyler Bate on the top of his head. Things were going well for them on the outside there, but things have quickly turned around and broken down now for the team of Bate and Tanahashi, it seems. Look at the strength there. Oh, suplex back in the ring. In the corner we go now. Tag made. Killian Dane back in here, but Bate ain't showing any backing down, even to a big man like Killian Dane. But you've seen the tag share from Sanity in this matchup. They have been working with those tags in and out to make sure that things go well for them. But here comes the assisted crossbody variation of High Fly Flow. Tanahashi now starting to fight back a little bit here. Fresh in this matchup again and doesn't want to get baked in this one just yet. Oh, but look at that there from Killian Dane. Elbow, not an elbow, a knee in the face there. Did Dane just flip a Tanahashi? Jesus. Tanahashi making him pay for that one. Dragon screw. And when Tanahashi goes after your leg, you can feel the anarchy screaming within you. A cannonball flip sent on there from Tanahashi. Keeps this one going here. Tanahashi! Oh, twisted shout! Is Tanahashi going to look for the high fly flow, maybe? Tanahashi riling up this Hammerstein crowd. Does he feel it within him? Can Tanahashi go for it and make them NXT Tag Team Champions? Tanahashi twists him around there. Eric Young hoping for the tag, but it's not happening. But Tanahashi keeps the big man down. And here we go. Tanahashi up top. High fly flow from Tanahashi. 1, 2. Oh, there's Eric Young to make the save. Eric Young in, saving the Brute. Eric Young out of the ring, though. The 2-on-1 advantage reigning through for Tanahashi and Bate here. Can they make it work? Another dragon screw from Tanahashi. And he slams the leg down into the mat there again. Killian Dane finally starting to fight back on there. Eric Young is just reeling on the outside meanwhile. Oh no, he's back up to his feet. What a bicycle kick there by Killian Dane. Tags in Eric Young now, and the roles swap around once again. Eric Young, the legal man in this one. And he wants to get his hands back on Tanahashi here. Big time neck breaker to the ace. This matchup could truly go either way. When I look at it, I'm still seeing Bate reeling on the outside. I don't think Bate's in any shape to almost fight on here. I don't think he wants to fight on. Tanahashi, though, will fight on until his very last breath. We've seen that since his first moment here in NXT. Big boot in the face there. Tanahashi counters, sends him over the top rope. And he's going to use the opportunity, much the same as Bate did, to tag in his partner. Tyler Bate in now. Big time drop kick in the face, though. Oh no, this is not looking good for them. There's a Death Valley driver from Eric Young. Is Eric Young perhaps thinking that this could all be over in a moment? Eric Young brings in Tyler Bate. Pile driver, a jumping pile driver no less, to Tyler Bate. He hooks the leg. Will this win him the titles? There's 2. Sanity are champions again. It is official. It has changed around once more. Sanity are champions. They hold the gold again. And much like how they did at Takeover Orlando, they do not celebrate with the belts, but they know they are champions. Tanahashi and Bate, I just don't know how they could have done anything better in that one. Bate was reeling. He was beaten down. Tanahashi just never wanted to quit. He never wanted to give in that match, and he most certainly did not. But in the end, Tyler Bate was too hurt, I think. He didn't have the ability to hang on, and Tanahashi just couldn't make the rescue because that man there, Killian Dane, brought him down. The night ends how Sanity wanted it to. They are the NXT Tag Team Champions again after one hell of a main event here. All 4 men put a lot on the line to be the champions. In the end, you can perhaps say that Sanity rightfully won them by just being the better team. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Do Tanahashi and Bate want another rematch? I don't know. I don't know a lot for NXT, but I'm excited. There's a long way to go until Brooklyn. Some 7 weeks to go until that huge event. I don't know where they're going to go, but after tonight, I'm excited for a lot of it. That'll end this episode, Universe. Thank you for watching. Take care, guys. And ta-ra.